What if I told you that behind Edwin Murray and his crumbling business doesn't lie a shady capitalism moved by Fazbear Entertainment or a serial killer AI, but it is all because of a mistake of one man, a mistake that sets the trail for the entire 5 Nights at Freddy's. Sit back, because this is a story of revenge, greed, and desperation. Edwin Murray, a brilliant technician with an eye for invention and innovation. This guy is basically behind everything we thought Henry was. He and his wife Fiona made Chico's Party World. They also helped with the creation of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Now that's a name I've heard before. Even the spring-lock suits are his inventions. And yet Murray's Custom Manor is a failing business. Not just because of some questionable product ideas like the Mycelium Man.
They repeat any song they hear or anything you say.
But because longtime partners Fazbear Entertainment want to bankrupt Edwin's entire business so that they can own everything. And the man behind this operation is none other than William Afton, or WA as it goes in this game. But William isn't doing all of this alone. He has a person from inside the company giving him the staff contacts and blueprints of Edwin's designs. Basically everything he would need. Now this person has to be someone high up in the company to have access to such stuff. To add to that, when Edwin learns about the leak of information, he shuts off all executive power in the company.
Admin wing permissions have been revoked. And no, you can't clear out your desks. You stole my work. Now your jackets, purses, and coffee mugs, and anything else belongs to me. Maybe I'll go find someone to sell your stuff to. How does that feel?
But I have reason to believe they were far more than an executive for Edwin. M2 was Edwin's secret project. Even though he was trying to recreate its design, it is never mentioned that the other employees knew about its presence. And also there is this message from M2 that basically proves my point.
But you can't let them know about me. It's not safe. They wouldn't understand. Keep it between us for now.
And yet, Fazbear learned about its presence, which makes Edwin very upset.
I figured it out. There's a leak. Someone told them about M2. Well, they can't have it.
So this executive had to have been someone close to Edwin to know about the Mimic. Someone he could trust and count as a friend. Someone you would call a funny nickname like Dick, or Ned, or Hen.
Journal entry. I got the change order from Hen last night. Man, this makes sense. I'm almost done. Why change it now?
Now, something a lot of us theorized was that Emily was Charlie's middle name. It wasn't actually a last name because Emily isn't really used for last names. But what if I told you that after 7 years, 8 years, I'm not really sure, we finally have Henry's last name. It is Milton. Henry Milton. Within the logs, Milton is a name that is repeated multiple times. This guy is basically the second boss of the entire company. And it seems like this guy is very close to Edwin, so it makes sense if he's a friend of some sort to Edwin. And because Henry is the only other guy mentioned in the voice recordings when Edwin is talking about another person, I have reason to believe that this Milton is our Henry. To add to that, Henry Milton is a brilliant technician. He would understand Mimic's importance, someone who has been a part of Edwin's every project relating to Fazbear, because he is a friend of William as well. Someone that for the intel he gives to William is offered ownership of one of the franchises, something we know happens in the future games. I even believe that Edwin learns that it was Henry who told them about M2, and that's where we get this recording.
Edwin, never forget. They're behind it. Don't trust them. Never tell them. They want to destroy you. Dad was right.
But despite my revelation with Henry's last name, here's the bigger question. Why? Why does William go through all this trouble to bankrupt Edwin? Why does Henry, a person we always found to be the good guy, pull such an evil move? Well, as I kind of theorized in my previous videos, everything starts from the Fall Fest fire.
Ed, I hope this message reaches you as soon as you get a break. I have to go help the Fall Fest crew, just for a few days until the installation is finished. It's hard to explain. I just have this terrible feeling like I need to be there so nothing goes wrong, just in case. Trisha will babysit David while I'm gone. I love you both, and I'll be back next week.
Now, when I first listened to this recording, I found Fiona's tone a little odd. Why was she so suspicious of an accident occurring? But then, when I listened to Edwin's response, things started to make sense.
Oh, why did you go? You weren't even supposed to be there. You were supposed to be here with me and David. Oh, how am I supposed to tell David that his mother is gone? How am I supposed to raise a kid on my own? His life is ruined. My life is ruined.
Now notice how Edwin isn't angry or as sad as you may suspect. His voice is mostly filled with regret, using words like "you weren't supposed to be there," "you were supposed to be here," as if maybe the fire wasn't an accident. Now this is the part where I talk about the most lore-filled minigame, Moon.exe, especially the Dark Forest ruins. Yes, it is important to this. Here you can find a statue of a married couple with a burned down house in the back. There is even a Fall Fest snow globe in the front, which clearly indicates to the dumbest of all of us, this is a symbol of Edwin and Fiona, with the female statue darkened by flames, and the house, I believe, resembling Edwin's company, because this guy is never actually home. He's always focused on his work and neglects his family, which is honestly a trend when it comes to this game. He even built a stand-in for his house under the company so he could be closer to work. But if this resembles the company, then what about the seamstress shop on the side? At first, I thought this might be the company, but Edwin's designs are more industrial and robotic. Costumes that are seen to be handcrafted and sewn together are discarded and put into corners, almost hidden away when it comes to the manner. Well, I believe these costumes do not belong to Edwin. They belong to Fall Fest, and they were the reason Edwin wanted to burn everything down. Just think about it. Edwin was growing desperate. His business was failing. He needed a project, a way to bring back money to the company. So by burning down Fazbear's costumes and assets, now they needed his designs, his costumes. They had no choice but to work with him. I even believe these handcrafted costumes belonged to William Afton, something the fanbase theorized about because of Glitchtrap's designs. And probably this is the reason why William was so keen on destroying Edwin. But what about Henry? Well, his story is a little different. I don't think he betrayed Edwin from the beginning. It was a more gradual thing. We learned through company logs that after Fiona's death, Edwin becomes bitter and goes into a solitude. He turns down his employees' ideas and shuts off their criticism. He even dismisses his deceased wife's designs and does his own things. I believe Henry sees all of this and has no choice but to make sure he doesn't join Edwin in his descent. Edwin set a spark to his own downfall, a fire which took his wife, his business, and his mind. Mistake after mistake. Choices that led to years of death and suffering. And perhaps that is the secret of the Mimic. But this game has a lot more going on, and secrets are all over it.